What's up guys, Luke here from Luke's Points and Miles. Lately on the channel, we've been focusing on transferable currencies. By that, I mean points earned from American Express, Chase, Citi, and Capital One. These points can be transferred to travel partners such as airlines and hotel chains. And in this video, I'm going to give you a redemption that could yield 7.6 cents per point. It's widely agreed that these transferable currencies have the most potential for value in the credit card game. A card that earns 5% cash back will always be worth 5 cents per point, and that is great. That is a wonderful redemption. But for folks that are interested in traveling, a card that earns 5 points, that being American Express membership rewards points or Chase Ultimate Rewards points, then we have potential scenarios where that redemption can be much greater. I just did a video on flying to Amsterdam, and that redemption yielded over 9 cents per point. So if you are scoring at home, 5% cash back is 5 cents per dollar spent. In this specific redemption, that is such a different value that it becomes hard to explain. How is this for an example? I go and get gas and I use my PNC Bank credit card and it gives me 4% cash back. That's a great value. It's a big time card for gas. I fill up for $50 and I will eventually receive a reward of $2, 4%. Now over time that cash will add up and it's a great way to earn, but let's say I use the American Express Business Gold Card for gas. It earns 4 times membership rewards points on that same tank of gas. I spend $50 and I earn 200 membership rewards points. Those points then go towards me flying to Amsterdam on Delta One. Those points are now worth more than 36 cents per dollar spent. Here's why. I earn 4 times MR points for a total of 200 MR points. Those points are redeemed for a very expensive flight that would cost around $3,750, but I use 38,500 MR points. So 9 cents per point. 9 cents per point times 4 points per dollar gives me a value for this redemption of 36% back on that gas purchase. Now, the criticism will be, hey Luke, that's a sweet spot and very difficult to book. No way you're getting that type of value consistently. And you would be correct. Not very many folks will be killing it like that all the time. But how fun is it that that kind of thing is available? I want to continue with some sweet spot redemption videos and how to book them. I recently did one on flying from Detroit to Amsterdam on Delta One for 38,500 American Express MR points. And today I want to show you another redemption I've been considering booking. So get comfortable, grab a cold drink or a coffee, and let's talk about Avianca Life Miles and Switzerland. Today, we're going to be talking about a great redemption. At least I think so, and if you didn't know, it's my show. We're going to get at least 6.15 cents per point, and most likely more than that. If you like these types of videos, do me a favor and slap that like button. If you want consistent information on credit cards and travel multiple times a week, then subscribe to the channel. First things first, there are numerous ways to acquire Avianca Life Miles, but we're going to focus on getting them through transferable currencies. The following banks partner with Avianca, and you can use their credit cards to earn points to transfer to Avianca Life Miles. American Express, membership rewards points transfer to Avianca. Chase Bank, ultimate rewards points transfer. Citi, thank you points transfer, and finally, Capital One miles will also transfer to Avianca. So pretty easy so far, right? Now remember we talked about bonuses offered when transferring these points. Just recently we talked about transferring American Express membership rewards points to Virgin Atlantic for a 30% bonus. Keep an eye out for something like that. There are frequent bonuses from 15 to 25% from these various currencies to Avianca. So now we know how to get the miles. Let's take a look at the actual booking. This one is straightforward. Swiss Air flies out of Chicago to Zurich, Switzerland almost every day. After you've made an account with Avianca, you can play around with their website. Now, Avianca is a Colombian airline, so the website may take a little bit of massaging by us Americans before we get the hang of it. And guys, that's likely to be the case with a lot of these foreign websites. You may think it's quirky or clunky, but Avianca's site isn't too bad once you get the hang of it. One example of its quirkiness is Avianca is one site, while the LifeMiles portion is a completely other site. But I have a feeling you'll get the hang of it fairly quickly. Searching for flights for this particular redemption is pretty easy. The first thing I do is look on Google Flights to make sure there is a flight that day. I use the filter options to make sure I'm searching for business class and Swiss Air. Once I find the flight, the next thing I need to search for is business class award availability. Now, this is where you need to be somewhat flexible, but there seems to be plenty of dates when I search. I also want to mention that there seems to be more than one award ticket available. I searched April 3rd and I found 3 tickets in business available for 63,000 Avianca LifeMiles each. Oh, and here is the killer part. So many of these redemptions will come with high fees and fuel surcharges. A lot of examples, the fees are so high, I can't understand the point of the redemption. This redemption we're talking about today, $25.30. Now, you can do a search for videos on Swiss Air business class so you can see for yourself if this is worth your time. For me, Zurich is one of the random cities I want to take my son, and this redemption checks all the boxes. Let's go over the particulars as far as value. This part is for all you numbers nerds. The cash price for this one-way flight is $3,905. Now, I will tell every one of you that watch this video that there is very little chance I would ever, and I mean ever, pay $4,000 to fly anywhere. It's just not something I would be willing to do, even if one day it wasn't super financially irresponsible. For me, right now, this is way too much cheddar. But we're getting almost a 9-hour flight in business class with lie flat seats, which on an overnight flight is pretty awesome. You get a couple meals, and from what I understand and what I've seen on the reviews and YouTube videos, the food is great. Priority check-in is nice as well, but I guess the point I'm trying to make is this is likely a great experience for us normal people. And we can do this for a measly 63,000 Avianca LifeMiles. Now, if that seems like a low amount to you, I agree. Now, let's factor in some type of transfer bonus and see what this looks like. A 15% bonus, which is fairly common, comes to a transfer of 55,000 points from any of the transferable currencies we talked about earlier. A 25% bonus is 51,000 points. Now, don't beat me up on my non-exact math. Normally, you have to transfer points in increments of 1,000. Let's look at the perceived value from this redemption. I'm not normally a huge fan of cents per point calculations, but it sometimes seems like it gives one a really good idea of relative value. Obviously, if you have no desire to ever go to Zurich, Switzerland, then this redemption doesn't have a ton of value no matter what these numbers say. With no transfer bonus, this redemption, with the cash price of $3,905 and using 63,000 Avianca LifeMiles and $25.30, comes to 6.15 cents per point. I think it's important to start there with no bonus so we can see that these transferable currencies are in a different class than cashback or even co-branded points. With a 15% transfer bonus, now we're looking at just over 7 cents per point. Now, for the big league deal, if you can grab these Avianca LifeMiles with a hefty 25% bonus, this seems like a long shot, but we have 4 different banks to choose from. Surely one of them will have a big bonus one day. 7.6 cents per point. Now, to tie all this together, if you were to time this right and get the optimal transfer and book this flight, then that means that your American Express Gold Card that you used for your McRib sandwich got you 30.4% back. 7.6 cents per point times 4 points per dollar equals 30. Obviously, this is an outlier redemption, but I will again remind you that there are tons of these sweet spots out there, and they are pretty easy to find. Now, before I get the question, Luke, this is a one-way. How am I supposed to get back? Look, I cannot do all the work for you. This video is meant to give you a great example of getting crazy value for your points in the travel space. I will be giving you some more of these outliers to put in your playbook over the next few weeks though. This is not meant to be a points versus cashback video, but those thoughts are there. I do use cashback cards, but the more I learn about these trips, the less time cashback cards stay in the rotation. Some folks don't travel like that. Most people, I would guess, don't have the time. Finally, I want you to think of this video and other redemption videos when you hear folks talk about the value of transferable currencies like Amex MR points or Chase UR points. Some people are getting the industry standard and some folks are absolutely killing the game. Most of us are in between, meaning our redemptions vary. We win some, we lose some. But we do get to go where we want to go for free or for less. Now, I know Switzerland probably isn't on the top of everyone's list, but for me, it's up there, and I'm going to execute this redemption one day. I want to remind everyone that one of the best ways to supplement your American Express membership rewards points is to sign up with the shopping portal Rakuten. Rakuten is a cashback online shopping portal that you can opt to earn MR points in lieu of cashback, making them potentially way more valuable. Use my link in the description and you can get $30 cashback or 3,000 MR points back on your very first purchase. Do it, it's free money or free points. Also, if you have the time, check out my links in the description. And finally, guys, if you've stayed all the way to the end, I thank you and I appreciate you.